Welcome to self-discoverywisdom.com, formerly known as Self-Discovery Media. On these podcasts, you're going to hear people who speak from the heart. They've taken the journey in life. Many things have happened to them, but they've changed it to happening for them. And in their strength, their courage, they've discovered their abilities and their wisdom, and they are now sharing it here with you. Do enjoy each show. We bring it to you with love and knowing that it's going to help you on your journey of life. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Sarah's View of Life. I am your host, Sarah Joy. I recently read a poem written by Charlie Chaplin at the age of 70, and I really thought, gosh, it's such a reflection of my own life. And I wanted to share with you the poem and then the reflection of what it actually meant to me. So here goes. As I began to love myself, I found that anguish and emotional suffering are only warning signs that I was living against my truth. Today, I know this is authenticity. As I began to love myself, I understood how much it can offend somebody if I try to force my desires on this person, even though I knew the time was not right and this person was not ready for it. And even though this person was me, today I call it respect. As I began to love myself, I stopped craving for a different life, and I could see that everything that surrounded me was inviting me to grow. Today, I call this maturity. As I began to love myself, I understood that at any circumstances, I am in the right place at the right time, and everything happens exactly at the right moment. So I should be calm. Today, I call this self-confidence. As I began to love myself, I quit stealing my own time, and I stood designing huge projects for the future. Today, I only do what brings me joy and happiness, the things I love to do that make my heart cheer, and I do them on my own way and in my own rhythm. Today, I call this simplicity. As I began to love myself, I freed myself from anything that is no good for my health. Food, people, things, situation, and everything that drew me down, away from myself. At first, I called this attitude a healthy egoism. Today, I know it is love of oneself. And as I began to love myself, I quit trying to always be right. And ever since I was wrong less of the time, today I call this modesty. As I began to love myself, I refused to go on living in the past and worry about the future. Not only live for the moment where everything is happening. Today I live in each day, day by day, and I call it fulfillment. And as I began to love myself, I recognized that my mind can disturb me and it can make me sick. And as I continued to my heart, my mind became a valid ally. Today I call this connection wisdom of the heart. We no longer need to fear the arguments, confrontations of any kind of problems with ourselves or others. Even stars collide, and out of their crashing, new worlds are born. And today I know this is life. I found this very meaningful. I'm about to turn 69. So he wrote this like a year or so older than me. And there are many things that you gain as you get older. And you kind of wish that I had when I was young. I would have saved so much grief and so much pain and so much anguish. But that is the point, isn't it? Those experiences of life, going through all of those emotions, everything that we go through day to day in discovery of ourselves, who we are from the inside out, what really matters to us, what purpose we're living in, and how we are contributing to everyone else is what life's journey is all about. And that discovery of self-respect, self-value, self-love, that authenticity, that reliability, and all those other things that he talked about, where he talked about the disturbance of the mind. Because you see, when we think about things all the time, we think, we're not including the soul, heart, and spirit's wisdom. And that is where the truth lies. And if we include our soul, heart, and spirit's wisdom, that is where we see and understand what it is we need to know when we need to know it. And that is when our bodies become calmer. That is when our spirit becomes calmer. This is when we step into that calmness of beingness and understand that modesty and simplicity of life are really the key. That is the connection to life. And that's what brings us into this beautiful place of self-love and self-understanding. I can't say it's been an easy road. Who can? So very, very few of us. But all of the roads have led me to who I am today, and I like that. All of the roads have shown me why I'm here, what I'm here to do, what is my contribution. And I stand by that, and I love that, and I love what I'm doing. Am I complete? No. Will I ever be? Probably not. But I can have a situation that feels completing. So I think that's something that we need to look at. It isn't about the overall reaching the destination and achieving it all. It's about those moments of achievement, of completion, of satisfaction, of joy. They're not meant to be places that we live in on a constant. They are those beautiful results of things that we've said and done and are, and they equal that moment of completion. But we don't stand in that completion and don't move forward. Whatever it is we were wanting to achieve is completed. So now what we do is, what is the next beautiful chapter of our lives? And what are we meant to do? If you listen to my last week's show, you know I've got a lot on my plate. I have to finish my own Reflections of Life, my memoir. I have to finish all of getting our authors in, raising money for the Forgotten Children series book, and getting that book out, hopefully by Christmas. I also have all my podcasts to do and prepare for the next book coming in the spring of next year. And I am going away for a whole 25 days, which actually was meant to be 18, but due to flight ended up being 25, to visit family. And that means time away from all of this. Now, I'm going to delve into those moments with family. I'm going to see my sister and my brother and my cousins, and I'm going to enjoy that time with them. It's been 4 years since I've seen them. Many things have happened to their health since then. And we want that quality time. But everything I do and see and experience there isn't a waste of time, because everything will nourish and fortify and intrigue and inspire in me that I will then bring back to the fold of what I'm doing and a new illumination of how to do it. See, sometimes we think that we need to be on this road all the time in order to achieve, that you can't take a time out. But those time outs is where the clarity comes in. Those time out is when reflection is seen. Those time outs is when you really do what's important, what isn't. And by being present in the moment with self and others, that's when you truly understand what it is that your next step should be and what the real goal is and how we should do it. So although I kind of panicked a little bit when I saw I'm away 25 days and I've got the day before I have to travel, and when I come back, I need a couple of days to unwind and unjet lag and get back into the flow of things. But I know that when I get back into that flow and back into that rhythm, it will be with a new energy and perhaps a new point of view or a new reflection or a new illumination, all of that, because that's what stepping out and doing something else and coming back in gives you. Do you think that Charlie Chaplin jumped from one movie straight into another? Now, yes, they did do a lot back to back, But you have to unwind from one thing, pause, regroup, re-energize, and refresh so that you can go back into the next thing, refreshed. So that is what I'm going to do. So the 23rd of September, I fly away. I come back the 18th of October, so 19th by the time I get home. I have a couple of days and then I'm back into it. And I will have people already lined up to interview, as I've already set that up. Hopefully I'll have my book up on at least an ebook. And the other book with the wonderful publisher, Crystal Hill, will be dealing with all of the chapters while I'm away. And then I can do the next phase, which is the webinar. So it's okay. It's okay to take that time to reflect your life. It's okay to go back on your chapters. I know that with my brother and sister, we're going to go down a lot of remnants. My brother is helping me edit my book. He is a professor, after all, of literature. So it's okay to do all of that, because sometimes looking back doesn't mean you've stagnated. It's just that observation of what has been is an inspiration of what yet can be. And so looking at Charlie's words that he wrote at 70, somebody wrote for him, whatever, it's a good reflection for us to look at in our lives and actually understand, have we got our self-respect? Are we living authentic? Are we living in dignity? Are we living in purpose? Are we living in clarity? Are we coming from the heart? Do we know our own truth? Are we connecting to ourselves? And are we living in that soul, heart, spirit truth of who we really are? We don't have to wait until 70 to ask that, folks. At any time in your life, you can stop and go, is this the right road for me? Is this the right platform for me? Am I being true to who I am and what I'm here to do? And is this place the best place for me? Sometimes you're somewhere just to gather experience. Sometimes you're somewhere to fail. Land on your backside and have to get back up. That's okay. Because it's being on that backside and having to get back up, sometimes time and time again. By learning what you shouldn't do, you learn what you can do. And that's where the focus and the energy needs to be. So while you are reflecting on your past and you're looking to your future, take a moment to be present with who you are now. Because everything that has come from your past has made you who you are, and everything that you're going to take in the future is a reflection of your past. If you're still living in turmoil or still living in pain or anguish, you haven't done the work yet. You still got to find that healing. And I'm sorry, no, there is no pill, no downloadable app, no quick fix. You've got to be willing to go through that process of healing, of looking at what caused the pain, of releasing it. You don't forget. You do forgive. And you learn to be able to talk about it without feeling any pain about it. That's where we want you to go, because it was an experience that has defined who you are today. But that definition of who you are today is how positive you are investing in yourself, loving of yourself, looking at how resilient, how courageous, how strong, how many abilities and skills that you have within yourself to survive what happened to you and to be doing what you're doing now that can serve the future. So don't be afraid to go for the experiences of life. Charlie certainly did. He was an incredible person. And if you are listening to this and you don't know who Charlie Chaplin is, please look it up on Google. He was a pioneer in the arts of silent movies. He was extraordinarily gifted and a very deep man, very complex man, but beautifully simple the way he portrayed himself. So take this poem and reflect on it and ask yourself, am I there? Am I there? Am I there? And if I'm not, what can I do to get there? Because I promise you, when you do, you'll feel really good about yourself and where you are in the present and whom in yourself you're taking forward to the future. So I wish everyone a wonderful week. I will catch you next week. and enjoy your reflection. Bye for now. We hope that you enjoyed the show. There are so many more for you here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. Just go to the podcast tag at the top there and you will see all the many genres and all 3,000 shows ready for your listening. We are here to serve you, to help you on your journey of life, and we know that through inspiration it begets invitation. We are supported by you, the listeners, and those that we interview. Anything that you can spare us in donation would be greatly accepted, and we do hope that you enjoy the next show.